Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Minorities Podcast, your home for not-so-expert analysis, plenty of shit talking, and where we don't make questionable coaching, firing, and hiring decisions. I'm your host, resident Titans fan, JC, and a little bit happier Titans fan, I should say. Joining me this week are...
Chicken Wing, resident Niners fan. Bang, bang.
Yeah, I'm Nori. Just fucking Nori. I got nothing witty for that.
Hey, what's up? It's Rob. Go Lions. All right, that's it.
This is DJ, and I'd like to say congratulations to the Chargers for officially having more wins already than they did all season.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That was good. Damn, that was really good. Shit.
Yeah.
Phil's not joining us tonight. I don't know what's going on, but hey, he's just not able to make it. Didn't give us any thoughts or anything, so we're just going to kind of wing it here. But yes, today we'll go over the divisional round, how crazy that was. Look at our standings here. We'll talk about the sports news and then, of course, discuss the conference championship weekend. So, divisional round recap. So, based on our bracket challenge, Nori and Chicken Wing went 3-1. Rob, myself, and Phil went 2-2, and DJ went 1-3.
DJ.
Yep. So, Nori's got the lead with 44 points on the bracket challenge. Chicken Wing in second with 36. Rob and myself have 32. Phil has 24 points, and DJ has 20 points on the bracket challenge. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, Nori, we'll start with you. So I'm I have to pull up the bracket here to see what your regrets and whatnot and everything like that. But
So on the bracket, I put the Ravens to beat them.
yeah,
But then in my heart last week, I thought the Texans would win. The Ravens are, the Texans are on a great trajectory. The game was great until the fourth quarter. And then the Ravens are like, yeah, we're the number one seed for a reason. So like, I respect them even more now.
yeah.
I don't see anybody beating them at all. It would be cool to see Lamar get his first ring and then Odell get another ring on another team. Would be, super dope.
Because that was the problem.
Exactly. And I don't think Harbaugh has won with the Ravens. Has he?
Yeah.
Oh no, he won Flacco.
Yeah,
He won Flacco.
he won
Yeah.
Flacco.
Right.
Blackout Super Bowl.
The power outage
Flacco.
game. Yeah.
Flacco the god. Let's see. And then I'm never, ever, ever, ever picking the Chiefs to lose to the Bills in the playoffs ever
Oh
again.
my god.
I don't know if it's the uniform. I don't know what it is. The colors. They get scared, but they beat them in every. They beat them in every statistical category: time of possession, turnovers. Like it's an anomaly how they lost that game. I don't know.
Yeah. And for people saying that's Josh Allen's fault, oh my god, no.
Was he supposed to catch the ball himself?
Yes.
He might have to go kick it himself
Yes.
at this point. So shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
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 he's to blame on a couple easily blown plays, but
I do. Yeah. No.
for it to be completely his fault, no. But
There
he
was
missed
some-
some wide open passes to first down it.
He did miss some wide open passes, but also Diggs missed some wide open catches.
Oh,
I mean, there's actually-
oh, shit.
There's actually, I didn't think I would say this, but there was more drops on the Bills wide receivers than the Chiefs, which is not a sentence I thought I'd be uttering in the last 2 weeks.
Especially
But
the way the season went. Yeah.
I don't know. Playoffs,
Well,
those are for the Bills.
Kadarius Toney didn't play, so that might have something to do.
Ah, there we go.
Just throwing that
If
out
he
there.
was in, that might have been a different result. Offsides, drops, all that fun stuff. So.
Definitely.
Yep. Chicken Wing, your thoughts on the weekend? Was that Green Bay Niners game closer than you thought it was going to be?
I aged a lot more than I wanted to that game. I think I lost about 20 years of my life.
That was a great
in
game.
3 hours.
That was a great game.
Great game.
Awesome.
Great game.
Um,
Like I don't know.
Like it literally was. Yeah.
But regardless of the fact, it was probably the most exciting game of all divisional games. So hats off to Green Bay. They're going to be a fucking force in the next few years, easily hand down. They're only going to get better. So hats off to them. But you lost. Who cares? But outside of that, no. Seriously though, it was a great weekend of football for real. Minus the Ravens game. That was just a blowout. Towards the end.
Towards
the end.
Rob, got to ask you, Tampa, Detroit.
Easy. Detroit.
Fuck off, Rob.
Yeah, well, for a while, how worried were you? Because Baker was playing out of his fucking mind. I mean, both teams really were. So.
Oh, I believed he would fuck it up, and he did. So.
And he did. Exactly, he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
it was fully expected. Like, I was waiting for that pick to be thrown.
Yeah, he hates him. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you guys think, though, the way his season has gone for him, that he's played himself into a pretty big deal?
Oh, he's gonna get a deal. He's definitely getting a deal, but like,
Yeah. Tampa should keep him. I mean, I don't see why not.
I mean, Tampa's kind of a front runner, right? So, you know.
You weren't expected to even make the playoffs, and he got to them. And got you past the wildcard round, so I don't see why they wouldn't give him some money and say, "Stay here." Yeah.
I mean, as I recall, Rob
Like
was the one
Evan.
that picked him to win the division, and you know.
He did.
yeah, well,
That is correct.
everyone makes mistakes. All right.
It was more.
Hatred coming
I think
from
he was
Rob
right
there.
because it was more of an indictment how all the other teams are so bad. Baker Mayfield is going to win the division. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of what he meant.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I meant. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
don't do that. No,
I know him.
No, Rob definitely picked him to win because he loves Baker. That's what that was.
You can, rot for all that blasphemy.
For me on the weekend, Houston did what Houston does. They win big in the wild card round. They lose big in the divisional round. You look at their playoff history. That's just what they do.
I
Yeah.
wonder if you'd be saying that if they made it to the playoffs healthy.
Wouldn't matter. They still lost, right? So I mean, the way Baltimore's playing out of their mind right now. Phew.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
Because I really think if Houston would have ran into Kansas City or the Bills, it'd be a different playoffs right now.
You know what?
Yeah,
I agree with
so-
Nori. It would
yeah.
be a totally different playoff result if
The
it
Bills was just bad luck.
any other team.
Bad luck, Bills.
You know, Nori, I know you love hearing it when it comes to the Bills. Wide right. You know?
No, it's great. It's just,
Yeah.
I can't even say
bring it up.
Bills. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls anymore because they don't even get that far.
No, I feel the worst for Josh Allen. He played a fucking monster game, dude.
He really did.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. Overshadowed only by Jason Kelsey taking his shirt off and celebrating in the stands, which honestly, that was the only thing that really overshadowed this game. He played amazing. You feel horrible for those fans. Tyler Bass, sorry, man. You know, but it's for all those sending death threats and all this shit, just lay off, dude. If you're gonna sit there and send death threats to Tyler Bass, it's just a game. Why don't you go out and try and kick a fucking field goal in that cold weather with that kind of pressure? You couldn't do it.
Nah. It ain't just him. There's. You say what you want.
Diggs played bad
No.
too. Diggs played really bad.
Yeah, he did. I mean, say what you want about kickers or quarterbacks that didn't give the kicker the chance or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, the argument that everybody makes is why did it have to come to the kick? Why couldn't the team both sides of the ball?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Allen, that bread and butter play, late slant over the middle for a touchdown. The Bills had it set up, but Josh Allen's offensive lineman couldn't get the defensive lineman off. He couldn't step into the throw. He had that guy wide open in the end zone for the go ahead touchdown.
He had
just
him.
couldn't step into the throw, so it came up short.
He had
That
him. He
was a
had
big
Diggs
one.
doing a cross route wide
Yeah.
open, like they were playing zone, and there were so many times towards the end, and then the most baffling thing to me, like any competent person who watches football, is why would you take?
So not us.
Well, yeah, obviously not us because we don't know what. To
Yeah. This podcast is not full of
Yeah.
But
Oh, really?
why would you take a shot at the end zone and giving Patrick Mahomes almost 2 minutes to score? Take your check downs. Like that's my biggest issue with that last drive is he had plenty of opportunity. Check it down. You know they're going to play outside, so just check it down. Play underneath. Diggs crossing route wide open. I think Davis didn't play, but there was I think his tight end got open too, and you could easily had a first down. Easily still could have chipped time off the clock. So that's what I'm going to give to Josh Allen. That's your fault. You knew all you had to do was just inch your way in, put as much time off the clock as possible, and even if you do score, again, less than 30 seconds for Mahomes to pull something out of his ass.
That's an indictment.
I don't know. Mahomes has gotten this team down in 13 seconds. The Bills.
He
know
does.
that,
But that's the thing. You want to force a touchdown, not a field goal. That's what I'm saying.
That's an indictment on the Bills' defense and the Bills' offense too. Because if Josh Allen played great and they lost because they didn't play perfect, like
what more can you do? Yeah.
If the
I get
Bills,
the argument too.
if the Bills had run a similar drive, I think it was before the end of the first half. There was like a 15-play drive where they just little by little and got a touchdown out of it at the end. It was like a 15-play drive, took all this time off the clock. They run something like that, maybe it's a different result. Like
for sure.
With Patrick Mahomes, you probably have to leave him like 1 second on the clock to have a chance.
Like literally, bro.
Yeah.
Like you got to give him no chance.
I mean, but man, it's just maybe it's on Josh Allen, maybe it's on the offensive coordinator. Who knows?
It's on everybody, but I think that last drive was on Josh Allen. That last drive was on Allen.
Yeah, because he didn't take what he can get with Diggs. Like I know what Mike's talking about because the announcer called it out. I didn't even see it, but the announcer called it out and said, "Hey, Diggs was wide open on a slant route, and he kept going for the home run, and he kept panicking."
Yeah.
And it's cool that he's usually kept in clutch in the fourth quarter. But,
you know what it was? Remember this past summer there was like a what was it? Mahomes and Allen were at some like charity golf thing, and what do you fear the most? What and then. McCombs looks at Allen. I know yours is a coin toss. It was like, Jesus. And maybe that was coming back to Hunt. It was like, I don't want to get to overtime. I don't want to have to deal with the coin toss. And, gosh.
Do you know they're gonna? The NFL announced that they're gonna review the touchback rule.
That is such a stupid thing.
You know why? Because if it would have happened to the Bills, they would have said, "Oh, sorry, that's the rules." But because it happened to the Chiefs, no, you can't have that.
Which is bullshit. It's football 101. Take care of the goddamn ball.
Right.
That simple.
Yeah.
You fumble it, it goes out of bounds normally. Hey, you're lucky. But if you lose it in the end zone, goes to the other team.
Whenever something inconvenient happens to the Chiefs, and this is why I don't want the NFL to give them the Patriots treatment, because you make them unlikable when you start helping a potential dynasty team that's already great. They don't need help. They really make us root for them more. Throw some shit against them more often. Then people be like, "Oh man, they're that good and they're still winning, and the refs are against them." Like that's what makes people hate Philly. That's what people, are starting to hate the Chiefs. And I don't know. It's leave that fucking rule alone. But they're gonna end up changing it because it happened to
that
the Darlings.
Doesn't need to change.
It's dumb.
If the NFL's changing that, then it's stupid. Then you're literally just making an offensive league. Like why even bother with a defense at this point?
But speaking of taking care of the ball, fucking Dre Greenlaw he alone took 7 years off my life in those 7 seconds. He got that last pick. Fucking get down. It's raining.
I don't.
What are you doing?
I don't know what he was trying to do.
He wanted back and
forth across
he wanted
the
a pick
field.
six. Like, fuck, get down, because if that ball comes out, it's Green Bay's ball. They're that much closer to the fucking.
I will have an overreacting idea for that Packers Niners game, so we'll talk about it. But DJ, let's get your thoughts on the divisional round weekend.
The Ravens game, that basically ended up going how I predicted it at the beginning. I figured it would be close all the way through, but as we've all stated, the Ravens basically said, "Yeah, we're the number one seed and let us show you why," and then they did it. So that one was pretty straightforward. The Lions-Bucks game was fun to watch because Baker Mayfield actually looked good. He did make that mistake at the end. At the end of the day, Baker does what he does. Unfortunately, it's turn the ball over at inopportune times. But it was a close game, still a one-score game.
I was going to say,
credit where credit's due.
The Lions were a better team. So anything the Tampa Bay Bucks did was kind of extra. And I'm sorry, as good as the Lions were, where we were talking about them potentially being the number one seed, the game should not have been close.
Correct.
Like the Lions don't know how to be successful yet. They don't know how to take a team that they're better than and stomp them, which is how the Ravens know how to do. And they're not doing that. So that's concerning.
It really is.
Maybe at this point, but their running game is fucking on point. You got to admit that.
No, that's what I said. They're a super talented, well-coached team. So I agree.
I expected the defense to not shut down Baker Mayfield completely in the offense, but at least to have a better outing, and then have the Lions basically, like you mentioned, the running game. They go up, they score, and they run the ball and just run the clock. Basically, I mean that's what I expected to happen, but the Bucs just kept hanging around. And if Baker doesn't throw that pick at the end of the game or late in the fourth quarter, who says they don't go down there and score and then 2-point conversion to Mike Evans because he went nuts? There's no reason why he can't go nuts anymore. And then the game's tied up and it goes to overtime. I don't think the Lions want to see overtime.
No. Not after they blew it basically a 2-touchdown lead to get
That
to
was
overtime.
Exactly.
so questionable. It's just like, why would you do it that early? But
No, it's actually smart.
I know why statistically it's smart, but
They've actually analyzed it. So statistically, you want to go for it twice there. If
yeah,
you
you
get
do.
it the first
I know.
time, then all you need is an extra point to win the game, especially because
Right.
you don't want to go to
Bingo.
overtime on the road, right? If you don't get it the first time,
No.
well, you got a good chance to get it the second time just to tie the game. So,
Right.
You know,
Right.
Exactly.
No, I get why statistically, but at the same time, it's just like the inconsistency throughout the second half is where I was just like, okay, well, why would you? Okay, like I get it. I wouldn't have made that call, but then again, I don't get paid the big bucks like some coaches do. You know?
yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah,
It's cool.
everything I've seen about it says that was the right decision. It's just not a lot of teams do it in that scenario, but yeah, I mean, statistics the right play, you know.
True.
So, yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mike, to your point about not making the big bucks, I mean, Brandon Staley made big bucks, but he sucks. So I mean, you can't really use that as an argument.
I mean, you're right.
Uh,
You're right. I probably should have go.
Damn.
Well, man, I would have said I would have go apply, but we already
Yeah.
know who's winning already.
Yeah, no, you're not beating up.
No.
Got that. Yeah.
No way.
That's locked
No
up. You're not
way.
getting.
Maybe Philly. You know, I don't know. We'll see.
Gross.
All right.
Niners Packers was very fun. I know Mike's hair turned even more gray than it already is, which makes
Actually,
me happy. That's
You started
good.
losing it too.
My
actually.
LeBron went further back than what it needed to. I was almost a George
Whoa.
Jefferson as much stress as I was.
LeBron.
We're still trying to find your hairline. Went back even
I'm
further.
trying to find it
I'm
at
not
this
going to keep trying. Fuck it. I'm not going to try and find it anymore. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point.
Uh,
Fuck.
Okay.
and just 1 point for the Bills Chiefs game. We pretty much hit everything already, but just 1 point for them. Let's just say for the sake of argument, and we'll go to overtime. We know what's going to happen anyway. Josh Allen doesn't do well in overtime, so
No, what
at the
poetically
end of the
would
day,
have
the
happened
Chiefs probably-
is what would have happened is the Bills would have gotten the ball first. Josh Allen would have scored a touchdown, but they would have said, "Oh, because you bitched about it years ago, the Chiefs get the ball now. They're going to go down and score, probably go for 2, get it, and they're going to lose because you whined about a rule change." You know? So,
that sounds more like the NFL. So yeah. I agree with you.
so
But the sad thing is, he shouldn't have had to whine about it. It should have been like, there's so many rules they should adapt that college has that we don't. It's like the old man who just like won't change his fucking routine. That's the NFL.
What
It's crazy.
overtime rule do you guys like better, college or the NFL?
College, by and far.
College.
Really?
Yeah, college.
Not even close. Not
Yeah.
even close.
It's
Yes.
funny
More
how that
exciting.
has
Yes.
changed in about 10 years. Because
Yeah,
10
makes it
years
more
ago,
exciting.
everyone said, "Oh, the college, that's not real football. This and that."
Not us. Not
Yeah.
Fuck.
Not yeah.
I mean, we're
No.
boomers on some shit,
Yeah.
but on like there's nothing worse than even if you have no stake in the game. Let's say it's 2 teams, you're just watching great football, right?
Yeah.
You have no skin in the game, nothing, and then one team scores a touchdown and it's over, and you never know what the other team can do. I've never ever liked that. I don't
I
even
never
know
understood
anything,
that either. That logic just makes no sense.
and I don't think any of you have liked that. As far as I know, either.
No.
It's crazy.
No, Tim
No.
Tebow loved that logic. Absolutely. No, that's his favorite.
Well, of course he. Well,
Okay.
yeah. That's an anomaly.
I mean,
Yeah.
outside of that,
That's
no,
what that
no,
is.
it doesn't make any sense because Nori has a point. You know, we don't know if the other team could have scored. Now, yes, it should be sudden death after each team gets their
A
one
chance.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. You know, if I score a touchdown, you have to score the touchdown. Fuck off at that point.
Well,
But-
it used to be if you just kick a field goal, it's over.
Right.
know,
It
they
used to be,
changed
which,
that.
which
That's-
is
that's
also
fact.
asinine.
And
you
I
know,
think
that's
that's a
fact.
good change. I get that change, but touchdown is your defense got to step up. However,
Exactly.
yes, I do like college better, but I don't think college
It
starts
is.
at the 25. I think you start at the 35 because you put them at the 25, they're already in field goal range. Like,
Pretty much.
got it.
Just imagine, JC. Imagine the NBA. Like, all right, it's overtime. First one score. That's it. Like, you can't just say, "All right, we'll play better defense." I mean, it's just like we're getting robbed as fans. We're getting boned.
It's still different from basketball to football. I'll say that. So, but yeah.
Physicality wise, yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
So,
But could you imagine though? First points.
although I got to
It's a
say
fuck
this,
foul.
hockey overtime, especially in the playoffs, is fucking intense. You want to freaking have your heartbeat because that can end at any moment. So,
You're right.
yep.
Even better, just giving better the NFL instead of whoever scores first wins. Just put it on a fucking timer like the NBA. Not a whole 5 minutes. I know football's very physical. Give them like 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes, whatever happens. Each of them should have a drive, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I'd be good with that.
look at. I could see him potentially involving the in a way to get rid of yet another kickoff. Employ the college rule. I could potentially see that. So,
Yeah, play the college rule, pull him on a 50.
Maybe 35, 40. I don't know. We'll see. 50 could be good. Yeah, you got to drive
Yeah,
down to it. So.
you have to drive it down, at least get some yardage to make it a field goal kick. You don't want to make it too easy.
Well, if you're on the 50, you're already in Justin Tucker's field goal range, so forget that shit.
Justin Tucker's field range. We talk about everybody else, my guy. Okay,
That's just unfair to the Ravens,
Jesus.
Anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. All right, a little bit of sports news. We've had a few coaching hires in the NFL. Brian Callahan, former offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, is going to be leading the Tennessee Titans now. The current
Makes no
GM
sense.
Yeah. What? Why? He's developing quarterbacks.
No.
Sense, but
No. What? Vrabel should still be there, but I digress.
Oh, I agree with that. Yes, but it's the fucking situation we're in right now. Yeah.
You can't unsuck a dick, can you?
No.
So
Nope. Yeah.
it's already happened.
Yep. And the Chargers. This is a shocker. Came out earlier today. Jim Harbaugh is leaving Michigan and heading down to L.A. to coach the Los Angeles away team.
I am not shocked.
I mean, technically, he's still repping the same colors, though, right? Kind of, sort of.
It's more of a baby blue versus
more of a baby blue. There's no yellow in there.
It's not the maize and blue. No.
No,
It's not maize and blue in Los Angeles. Sorry, but
fine. No. I accept it.
Relax, bitch.
Well, what are your thoughts on Harbaugh leaving Michigan?
Good for him.
I called it mid-season.
I mean, he did. Nor did.
That's true. So
he said more likely he should end up there. And you know what? He's right, because Justin Herbert needs the right coaching, and now that division is gonna be fucking wild to fucking watch next season. Hopefully.
Well, hopefully the Chargers actually, are good.
They should. I mean, I've
expected for 2 years.
Can't be as bad as the coach they've had the last few years, right? So
yeah. And plus, I mean, Niners were in an abysmal state before Harbaugh came in, and then boom, 13-3 first season. So I'm confident that Harbaugh will definitely make the Chargers contenders, at least playoff contenders.
No,
well, I'm confident the Chargers will have more wins next season than they did
as
this
a wild
season.
card.
Yeah,
as a wild card, yeah, like a 7th seed.
Somebody broke down on Twitter that the Chargers are the most statistically overrated team in the NFL the last 5 years and they have a point. They've never, I think, literally never re-signed any of their third round picks and below. All they do is draft first and second, even if that, but they don't get anything after that. And which is puzzling because I know you're going to mention the Raiders getting a new GM, right? Or whatever, later, but it's puzzling that they took the Chargers. When you see his resume, I could show you guys later, but you see the guy's resume for the Chargers, it's really bad. So I think the Raiders got it half right with Antonio Pearson. Something with a T. I don't know, but
yeah. Well, what's up with this Raiders suddenly getting smart and keeping their interim coach, guys?
It's kind of.
I actually have an overreacting question to that.
Oh,
we'll get to that. The Falcons have interviewed Belichick twice, but have not made the offer, and apparently not a lot of teams are interested. Maybe it's the roster control thing. Who knows?
Exactly, because he thinks he's a GM.
Yeah.
Fucking senile.
And the Panthers are still looking for a coach. The Communists are still looking for a coach right now. So, and those are the vacancies sitting out there as we speak.
Pretty interesting.
On the NBA side of things, we had a coaching change in about 24 hours time.
Ugh.
This is
Crazy.
Lol.
This is a weird one. So imagine, if you will, your team, you got this prize free agent, prize trade coming in. You're doing well. You're second place in the Eastern Conference. Everyone thinks, hey, you're probably going to win the championship. But we're going to go ahead and fire this guy in his first year. Doesn't even make it a full year. And hire Doc Rivers.
Wild.
Poor Adrian Griffin. What
team is
the
done.
fuck is going on with Milwaukee Bucks right now?
Wild.
That team is deep.
There has to be something coming out where, he's fucking wearing lingerie, or he's got dirt on the owner, or child porn. Like this, gotta be. There's no way logically, like he's second in the East, and like now we're fine with this guy. That's fucking crazy.
Okay. The GM has come out and said that there was no input from players on this, saying they've lost confidence. He's basically saying it's their urgency to win a championship this season. Like he wanted to improve the coaching level in order to do it. Sorry, but I know Griffin's a first-year coach, but he's doing great at this point. How are you going to go from him to Doc Rivers, who's won how many championships? One as a coach?
And like he's literally like they're the ninth seed. They're the ninth seed with LeBron, which I don't know how it's possible. And they won't fire the coach. It's fucking dope.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of that.
So
I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I like that.
This is a weird one. This has been some weird moves. Horst fired Mike Budenholzer, replaced him with Adrian Griffin, and now Griffin doesn't even make it a year, and he wants to get Doc Rivers in there. Does anyone think the Bucks can still win a championship now?
Nah, team's done.
They
I don't know about
conference finals and lose. Like,
I mean, yeah, they have a ton of talent. They can win a championship. Yes, I don't think they're going to with Doc Rivers. I just don't. I don't understand why he keeps getting chances when there's got to be more talented people. There just has to be.
Who knows? I don't know what the Bucks are doing, but even worse, there's another situation involving a college not too far from here on the football side of things. I don't know if you guys have heard this story.
What now?
Do you guys know who Jaden Delora is?
No.
Negative.
Nope.
So he is a quarterback who recently had been playing at Washington State and most recently Arizona, and decided to transfer. He got in the portal and transferred to Texas State.
Cool.
Shortly before, now keep in mind, Texas State, they had a quarterback, TJ Finley, great quarterback, led the Bobcats to their first bowl game and a bowl game win. Says, I'm coming back for my senior season. Lo and behold, shortly after he said that, they got a commit from Jaden Delora to come to Texas State from Arizona. And so TJ Finley says, all right, screw it. I'm out. Hit the transfer portal. He goes to Western Kentucky. Finley's backup, Malik Hornsby, he decides, all right, I'm done too. I'm transferring. He goes to Arkansas State. So, okay, you got this guy. Well, apparently, shortly before he committed to Texas State, Jaden Delora settled a sexual assault civil case from when he was a minor. And it caused an uproar in San Marcos to the point there was going to be a protest. So with all this going on, Jaden Delora just announced today he is withdrawing from Texas State. And now the Bobcats are without a quarterback for next season.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he really shouldn't be. He shouldn't be playing football. He should just be running for a government office.
Yeah. I mean, could happen.
It wasn't on Epstein's Island, was it? No, I'm sorry. Too soon.
Could have been.
This is apparently something that happened when he was a minor back in his home state of Hawaii. And he settled the assault case before, literally a day before he committed as a Bobcat. News spread there was going to be a student-led protest, so Delora decided, I'm withdrawing from Texas State, who already lost their two quarterbacks, including their probably one that was going to lead him to a Sun Belt Conference championship next year. So instead he's at Western Kentucky. So needless to say, my wife, who is a proud Bobcat alum, is pretty pissed off. So yeah, she's already saying, damn it, now we're going to lose to UTSA again next year. And I was like, yeah, probably. So
yeah, it looks that way.
Did you let her know that they were going to lose regardless of that?
I've said, it's going to be close. We'll probably still beat you, but I'll be honest with you, I was a little worried about this one, as well as TJ Finley had played. Frank Harris has graduated. I think McNown was going to be a good spot too, but now I'm feeling a lot more confident about this game in San Marcos than I did before this news. So unbelievable stuff happening in San Marcos. Like, Jesus, it's a program that takes 2 steps forward, good coaching hire, good season, and they just took 5 steps back with this whole shit. So it didn't make sense for me for them to even bring Delora in the first place. You had a great quarterback in TJ Finley. What's the point? So, now the Bobcats got to deal with it. So,
Whoops. Oh, sorry. My
yeah.
bad.
So, all right. Well, overreacting minority segment time, and I said I had one that I was going to start with.
Go for it.
And that is revolving around the Packers and Niners game. Is this an overreaction? Jordan Love versus Brock Purdy is the new NFC playoff rivalry.
Massive overreaction.
Overreaction.
There's only.
So I have to think. Who else is legitimate? You have Goff. You have Brock.
Stafford.
You have-
Stafford. Yeah, well, that's a divisional rivalry with Purdy. But yeah.
So Purdy and Stafford is a division rival. Now, are you saying, before I answer, are you saying like this rivalry is going to be like Peyton Brady rival?
Peyton
Is that what
Brady,
you're saying?
you can say Mahomes Allen
Yeah.
if you want. Yeah, like
Okay.
you're going to be seeing a lot.
Extreme overreaction.
Yeah.
Extreme overreaction. There's none of that in the NFC. That's just you're literally comparing apples and oranges.
I just
There's
think
none of that.
right now there's they're all on the same competitive level, but I wouldn't be surprised if a couple more years goes down and it ends up being those two consistently. I will say that. So that's an overreaction.
Okay.
I think we annoyed people too quickly for like a that kind of caliber. Like Peyton and Brady did this for years, and even Mahomes and Burrow is not even competitive because Mahomes just
Owns.
Loses
Mahomes
to Burrow.
loses to him. He's
Loses
getting
Burrow, beats Allen.
he's-
Yeah, one of those things.
yeah. So like I just don't like when people throw that out so
I'm saying it because
all the time.
Yeah, I'm saying it because Love and Purdy, their careers are still very young.
For sure.
It has the potential to be sure. I just haven't seen. I need to see this like a couple years. Like Peyton and remember, this is the first time in 20 years that we haven't seen Brady or Manning in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen. So
That's fucking great.
when we start seeing those like consistency out of everybody else, then cool. But
And
I mean,
then okay, go ahead. Sorry.
it's cool. The young and have potential. I definitely like that. That's pretty dope.
Absolutely. I mean, the potential is there. The youth is there. I just think it's too soon to say that.
I do have one more for y'all. The Detroit Lions will win a Super Bowl before the Dallas Cowboys do.
Oh, not an overreaction.
Oh, definitely not an overreaction.
DJ?
Oh, I didn't know you were asking me. I thought it was a quote.
Asking everybody.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, that's not an overreaction. So this coming season, when we win 12 games again in the regular season, win the division, and lose in the playoffs, I already predicted that. We're good to go. So go ahead.
Until Dallas ownership starts demanding accountability for the playoffs, you're just gonna have to accept, like AJ said, like they're gonna do great during the season. They're gonna beat a lot of teams, but they're never gonna, win a championship. If you're good with that, then cool. That's Dallas fans aren't good with that, but Jerry seems to be. So
Yeah.
all right, Chicken Wing, have at it. And I know there's a storm moving in, so let's get going before we all lose power here. So
I am the storm.
All right, cool. So all my questions are for everybody, regardless. First question I have is: Jeff Lurie is making a mistake by keeping Nick Sirianni as a head coach.
Overreaction.
That's an overreaction.
Oh, making a mistake.
That's an overreaction.
Making a mistake. Yeah, his mistake is keeping Nick Sirianni.
Definitely overreaction. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, guy just got.
Yeah, I mean, who?
So,
Yeah, and who's he going to go get to replace him?
So what's the criteria then? So if they make a Super Bowl and then they don't the year after, you fire them? Like what's the criteria? Then otherwise they'll
that's crazy.
They'll go through coaches like toilet paper.
it'll be worse than the Carolina Panthers at this point. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You see, look, Carolina Panthers. All right, cool. Robert, you're like, I don't care, right?
I could care less about.
All right, cool. All right, anyway, so here's a fun one.
I appreciate your honesty.
This season was the best chance
NFC
for the
East.
Bills to win the AFC and represent.
Yes.
That's not
That
an
is
overreaction.
absolutely
Not an
accurate.
overreaction. Not an overreaction. Yeah.
It's the first time Mahomes has been in an actual first
Road
round
game.
game, and
Mahomes was not
On
having
the
a
road.
year. He was on the road. Allen played out of his fucking mind just for them to come back and win the division.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Chiefs at home. The weather was in their favor. I mean, fuck it. They should have just left the snow on the field at this
Like the
point.
stars aligned for
I
him,
think
and
so.
then like
should
some
have.
random meteor just hit him. Like it just.
But then they left it in the
Yeah, it was a
they left it up to a kicker, and wide right happened. So
It's to the point where the Bills need to start coming to the field in the playoffs, and they fight the Chiefs with a fucking shaman with a goddamn witch, because conventional football is not working. So they need mystical powers. They need something else, because it is really seriously sad to watch.
even bigger than that, think about this: Joe Burrow's injury kept Cincinnati out of the playoffs.
Exactly.
Like that's
Literally
one less
everything
person
that needed to happen
Yeah,
happened.
the stars had aligned, and they blew it.
This was the
Buffalo
year,
didn't
and they
run
shit the
into
bed.
Baltimore at all. This part, like this, like Buffalo and Baltimore would have been the championship game. So so who knows what's gonna
Baltimore
happen?
still would have won, but go ahead.
You're right for sure.
I had Baltimore. I had Baltimore and the Bills in the AFC Championship with the Bills winning. Honestly, I think they would have beat the Ravens. They just can't beat. They can't get out of their own way against the Chiefs. I don't know.
You're right. They
can't beat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. All right. So speaking of the Raiders, Mark Davis was pressured to hire Antonio Pierce as head coach.
Overreaction. Name one time Mark Davis has cared or anybody else thought.
That's true.
He hasn't.
Look at his haircut, homie.
Yeah.
I understand.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, he don't give a fuck. But I mean, if you think about it,
it's
every
classic
other
nepotism.
coach-
He does not care.
I know he doesn't care, but I mean, to answer your question, there hasn't been any of the time he's actually cared about the players and how they felt about it and everything. So maybe they were like, "Hey, like, fuck you doing? Like, we need to make this happen," type of thing.
So I don't think he was pressured. I don't think he was pressured by fans because he doesn't give a fuck about fans.
No. Pressure by players.
The only weight behind that statement would be is if he took Max Crosby seriously. Because Max Crosby literally just said, if he's not the coach, then I'm asking for a trade.
Probably.
That might be enough of it, because
that might be enough of a pressure situation.
Yeah, so
on that might be if that's your point, then I might change my answer because I think he respects Crosby a lot.
Yeah, pressure is when I'm saying pressure. I'm saying from the players, but how they pressure him, I don't know. But what I'm saying is the players are influencing his decision.
So I thought you meant fans, then I misunderstood.
No,
yeah,
not fans.
Players. Yeah, I think Max Crosby publicly, going behind Pierce, and not only that, but beating the Chiefs during the season. Like you just can't make that mistake. You can't make the same mistake twice where you have a good interim coach, which is really, really rare.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and man, I wanted him as the Giants defensive coordinator. I was disappointed. I'm happy for the Raiders, but I was disappointed because I really wanted him back in on the Giants sidelines. That would have been nice.
Right. Okay. All right.
All right, keep going. Yeah, because the rain is pouring in, man.
Cool. The Lions' 2 wins is more impressive than the 49ers' 1 win this postseason.
Yes.
Okay,
Not an overreaction. Have you seen how their fans reacted?
No, I know. I am seeing how their fans are reacting. Yeah.
Everyone says Arrowhead's loud. Shit, fucking Ford Field sounds loud.
Yeah.
So
it's wild in there.
It did. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at this point in the playoffs, Brock not only has to make the Super Bowl, but he has to win to stop all the naysayers. Except for Nick Wright. He is a Mahomes Dick Writer. You'll never change his mind.
Overreaction, because it doesn't matter what Brock Purdy does, he's still going to get criticism because the narrative's going to be, look at the talent around him and look at the
blah
team.
blah blah blah.
It's always going to be that.
I think no matter what, honestly, I think it is not a reaction. I do think he needs to win simply because, let's say, even if the fans loved him, well, I think a lot of fans like him. Analysts shit on him, but a lot of logical fans like Brock Purdy because we look at him like an everyday guy like us. Like, hey, fuck, like this guy came out of nowhere, undrafted, Mr. Irrelevant,
Exactly.
and that does not fit the media narrative. They don't like that shit.
He's
if he was a first round pick with everything he does, they would be sucking him off left and right. But because he's not, it doesn't fit the narrative. So I think he definitely needs to win simply because the team is so incredibly loaded back.
And they're healthy this year. So,
right.
Yeah.
For sure. So at this point, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you'll never change Nick Wright's mind. I don't know if y'all saw a segment where Nick Wright was like basically saying, "Hey, you checked off the list, but," and then Chris Broussard had like a little goalpost and he kept moving it. He's like, "No matter what the fuck I say, you always got some shit," and I'm just like,
Right.
"Yeah, that's a typical Nick Wright move."
That's
You know,
true.
you
Yeah,
can't do it.
Yeah. Right.
Okay,
just the way he is.
All right. Either the Texans or Packers will make it to championship weekend next season.
Repeat your question.
Either the
Either the
Texans
Texans or the Packers
will make it to championship weekend next season. I'm talking about AFC, NFC
Oh,
championship.
that's not an
Not
overreaction.
I think it'll
Not
be
an overreaction.
I think it'll be the Packers next season.
Why not both?
Actually, I think it'll be the
I think
Texans.
the
Texans.
Bengals are going to be healthy. The Ravens are still going to be there. The Chiefs are going to be reloading.
And the Texans, I know you hate the Texans, but they'll be more healthy because they
they're gonna do the
limped.
same thing they do.
Check this out. They limped into the.
division.
No, stop that.
Yeah.
They limped in.
Stop that.
They've literally never beaten the number one defense in the NFL in the playoffs. You don't have to give them credit, but everybody logical will. So drink your haterade. So the Texans limped into the
Cleveland.
playoffs.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. You were sucking off Cleveland. You picked them off to
I know.
you picked them off to the Super Bowl.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Bad
Which,
mistake. I might
listen,
have been drinking too much.
listen. I'm a boomer too. I love defense. I love fucking defense. I was hoping for Daddy Flacco to win it all. That would have been fucking dope.
Yeah.
On two different teams and two different division rivals, that's never happened before. That would have been fucking cool.
Yeah.
But Texans will be healthier. Their GM shockingly knows what he's doing, which I know is not good for news for you.
No,
I mean, fuck. Like, if he would have won one more, he would have tied Dak in playoff wins, which would have been goddamn hilarious. So,
Also true.
so he wins one more playoff game. He's the best quarterback in Texas, and it's goddamn hilarious to me. I'm sorry, DJ. It's not all Dak's fault. He's stuck under Jerry.
It really is.
It's really not.
He knows
Dak gets too much shit. I don't hate Dak. I like Dak a lot more than Jalen Hurts. Moving on. I think the Texans. Honestly, the Texans and the Lions can both get there next year. I really, really think that.
I could see the NFC Championship next year being Packers and Lions. Honestly, I think it could get that point.
That'd be a wild game.
Yeah.
Wow, divisional.
If he gets out there. Okay, so Baker Mayfield needs to consider all available options before recommitting to Tampa.
That
What
is
other
not
options?
overreaction.
What would happen?
That's not an
Well, I'm
overreaction.
just saying all teams. If they said, "Hey, we'll pay you $7
Oh,
million."
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Whoa, shit.
Well, Rob,
Yeah,
who else is hitting free agency?
Whatever
for the
team
Bucks
says
this year?
$70 million, you go sign there. Shit.
I disagree.
I
I disagree very much actually
I
because
think he stays with the team that gives him.
I think he stays
the
with Tampa.
opportunity.
Because I truly, with all the hate he gets, he wants to win. If Carolina said we'll give you we'll give you fucking $100 million to come back to Carolina, I don't think he would go.
No, he
Well,
wouldn't.
no,
He's
he's not going to go back to
extremely-
Carolina. He doesn't want to pay for that owner.
Well, most people would for $100 million.
No,
The
for
amount
that
I
kind of
just
money,
For
like
money,
it's hard to turn
guaranteed
down.
money, yes.
said. But Baker, say what you want about him. He's a competitor. He wants to prove people wrong. He was the number one overall pick. He thinks highly of himself, and he really, really, really wants to win. So, I think he's very smart to stay under Tampa, and I don't see him going this like. Who would try him out? Like the Vikings, like the Commanders, like that would be terrible. I think it'd be really stupid to leave the Bucks, to be honest, because you have
Cousins wants to play for Belichick.
I don't
Wherever
know
Belichick goes,
how many of his
wants to
weapons
leave.
in Tampa are going to be hitting free agency. That's the only concern I have. I mean, I don't know how much longer
Mike Evans.
Mike
Is he a free
Evans.
agency now? Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, Mike
Yep.
Evans is probably the
Yeah.
biggest free agent this season.
And
Yeah.
someone's going to throw the bank as well as 2 farms at him as soon as free agency hits.
Facts.
Yes, yeah, it's
I
called
could
Kansas City.
very well see where Mike Evans goes, Baker Mayfield goes. It could be
Could
one
make
of those
sense.
things, like a Gronk and Brady thing. So
I don't think so
Yeah.
because he's gonna want to go somewhere and win, and Kansas City's gonna be calling him because they need wide receivers. So I don't care if they win the Super Bowl this year. Kansas City needs wide receivers, and if they get somebody like Mike Evans, shit,
That's scary.
yeah.
Very shit. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
All right. So, Josh, as long as Josh Allen is in the AFC, he'll never make a Super Bowl appearance.
Overreaction.
Well, I mean, if he keeps going up against Mahomes, then no.
I mean, he's got to beat Mahomes at some point, right?
At some
No,
point,
he's gotta beat him in
you got
Super Bowl if he
Burrow
doesn't
coming
beat
back
him.
next season. You got Lamar. You got the Texans that are coming up.
I guess
so
it
I'm
depends
saying-
if Mahomes retires first. I don't know.
exactly.
But I don't know.
Or here's the question too: what if he just doesn't run into Mahomes?
That's
I'm serious.
possible.
Eventually.
I'm
That's
serious.
true.
I mean, if
That's
the
also
Bengals are
true.
healthy and they beat the
Mahomes.
Chiefs next year before they have to
Yeah.
play the Bills, yeah, I can see that.
But I mean,
They're only
as
running
long
into
as
each
he's
other
there-
because they're so good. Because
Yeah.
both quarterbacks are so good and they hard carry their teams. You take Allen off the Bills, you take Mahomes off the Chiefs, and it's back to 1997 again.
For both teams.
Straight up. That's exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's just great football watching them play. You know, in the playoffs, they're that good that they'll reach each other. But
Yeah.
no, I think he could win.
All right, last three. First question. This is my favorite one. The Lions are the new America's team.
Not an overreaction.
Nah.
We change that shit every year, to be honest.
I mean, they're
Yeah, I don't know about
They're
that.
America's sweetheart this year. They're like America's
They're
underdog.
America's sweetheart. That's
definitely
not-
the
Well,
sweetheart.
well,
Yeah,
I
status.
never
I like
thought I would
that.
say Eminem is America's sweetheart, but yeah, that's basically what's
Yeah.
happened right now. so.
But he
I'm talking about like
is.
Dallas
I
Cowboys
wouldn't-
America's team.
Because
That's what I'm
someone
I
needs to
wouldn't
take
say
down the
that.
Swifty army.
Yeah, it's true.
Just saying.
Okay. Next one. Buffalo needs to call Belichick if there is mutual interest for each
That's
other.
an overreaction. I think they have a good
No
coach in
massive
place.
overreaction.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
way.
Yeah, I think Sean McDermott's he's good. He's good.
They
He's
need to
good.
put
for
a
it.
fucking dome over that
Yeah.
stadium to have to worry about.
That's also true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
And the last question, of course, everybody's favorite question. The right four teams have made it to championship weekend.
Except for Kansas City, God, because it should be Buffalo. It really should be.
Listen, you're just
Huh?
sick of Kansas City showing up. That's what
You know, as
That's
sick as I am
literally-
of seeing him, yeah.
yeah,
but I
that's
still
literally the
think
New Patriots right now.
they-
But
I'm gonna say why, because there was nothing for the first time in a long time. We saw really 4 really important football games, and it did not come down to the ref ball. So that's why those teams all deserve to be in.
It's right.
Fair enough.
fair enough.
Before we get into our conference championship discussion, I wanted to point out a little bit of trivia for you guys. Something interesting here. Terry Killens, do you guys know who that is?
No.
Negative.
He is a former linebacker. Played most of his career with the Oilers/Titans. Actually went to the Super Bowl with the Titans. Also played in San Francisco and Seattle. He has switched after he retired, became a referee, worked his way up. He's been an umpire in the NFL, and he's just been announced as part of the officiating crew for this year's Super Bowl. And he will
Interesting.
become the first person to ever play in a Super Bowl.
First
and
player?
officiate a
Oh,
Super
wow.
Bowl. Yeah,
That's
kinda
nice.
dope.
Cool.
so
Dope.
a little bit of history for you guys. That'd be pretty cool. So, all right, conference championship games both this Sunday on CBS at 2:00 Central. Kansas City at Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 3.5. And then on the NFC side on Fox at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, Detroit at San Francisco. The AFC game, there's supposed to be a lot of rain in the forecast in Baltimore, whereas San Francisco is going to have that old California weather. It's going to be nice. and
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank God, it's gonna be nice weather.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, you know.
I
Brock
hope
pretty hates
I
it.
hope it
Rain.
rains.
No
Yeah.
equalizer. No, fuck you, Rob.
I
That
hope it
being
rains.
said, who you guys thinking? Chiefs or Ravens? We'll start with you, Nori.
I'm actually good with either team winning, to be honest, because I am a Mahomes fan. I really like him. I would be okay if he won, but I don't really truly see anybody stopping Baltimore this year.
Okay. Chicken wing.
Baltimore, because we're not having Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. Fuck off.
Right.
All right, he is the hero temporarily.
I love chaos, and we're gonna have the Swifties versus Eminem army.
Stop
so,
it, Rob. Jesus
KC
Christ.
all the way.
Can you imagine the diss track Eminem would come out with? I'm picking
I am here
Baltimore.
for it.
The Ravens look unstoppable on the AFC side of things right now, so I'm going to go Baltimore. Phil was also taking Baltimore. DJ, what about you?
While I truly appreciate knowing that Eminem would put out a diss track if it happened that way, Baltimore is going to beat Kansas City.
All right.
Lamar will be the temporary hero for 2 weeks.
It's fine. It's
2
still
weeks.
want it to happen.
Side note, I forgot to mention, I think Jason Kelsey announced today that he's coming back for one more year with the Eagles, by the way.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
All right, waste your life. I got it.
Yeah,
Cool.
fuck 'em.
NFC side, Detroit and San Francisco. Chicken wing, you start this one off.
No.
Are you going to be more stressed out about this one than you were the Green Bay game?
No, I don't think so. I think this will be a lot more manageable game. Obviously, I'm still picking my Niners, but I think the Detroit's weak secondary is going to be the difference maker in that game.
All right. Nori.
I hope Brock throws it to CJ the entire fucking game. I really do. Again, he's the guy who is showing up late for the group project. They're getting an A, and then he's like talking all the shit. He was talking so much shit to Mayfield, to all these other people for like no reason, off a bounce interception. Like, dude, you gotta chill your pecker. Like he's good. He's not as good as he thinks he is, but overall, 99% of the other coaching staff and everybody else for Detroit, I love them. I'm a big fan. I would love to see the 49ers get 6 before obnoxious Dallas fans, but if Lions win, then that will be really, really fucking great because I don't even think they've ever been this far in their whole entire career. So,
yeah, they've been there 30 years ago. Like literally, this season is the 30th season that they went to the championship game and sadly lost. But
NFC Championship they got? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was their last win.
They were
back then.
NFC Central.
True or false?
Yeah.
No matter what happens, if Detroit makes it to the Super Bowl, if they win, the city burns. If they lose, the city burns.
Oh, definitely facts.
Okay. Cool.
True.
Yes.
That's factually true. Yeah.
Just yes.
If they win,
they're
everybody's
cooking
watching
everything.
Mile. I promise you, everyone's gonna be watching.
Probably so.
Yeah.
And then the city will still burn.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Rob.
cool.
Yo.
Your thoughts on the game?
Lions, obviously.
I
Fuck
know,
you, Rob.
Yeah.
Whack ass
Yeah.
Niners.
Yeah.
Bang bang.
Oh.
Niner.
There's something
What's up?
special about this Lions team, and as great as the secondary is questionable, but that run game for the Lions, it just fucking pounds you.
Jameer Gibbs is legit,
Gibbs
especially
and
for him
Montgomery,
being just
both
a
of them.
rookie, and
Yeah.
then Laporta being just. Those are two of the best draft picks for Detroit.
Oh no doubt, the talent is there. I just think because the argument everybody made is that the difference between the Packers wild card versus divisional is that when Packers got to the red zone, they scored. In Dallas, they didn't do that in San Fran, and I think that's going to be the difference maker again for our game. Like Detroit's offense is fucking explosive.
That's the thing, and that's the thing. Detroit's going to get to the red zone. They're going to put points up, and the way Campbell has this team motivated,
I would hope so. But
I just want to throw this out there too. We all need to take responsibility for shitting on Detroit when they drafted Jameer Gibbs, because literally all of us shit on that, saying, "Oh, they already have running backs. What are they doing? They wasted a pick. Blah blah blah." We're sorry, Gibbs.
Yeah.
I mean, we are sorry, but at the same time, all the L's they took this season, their offense was next to nothing. So I don't know what kind of offense you're going to get this fucking Sunday.
They're a lot better about reporting as eligible too. So we'll
That was funny.
Yes, now they've learned.
They zoomed in when the lineman went up there.
I've never
learned
seen a
the
bigger
lesson.
cheer for an offensive lineman who just was not even going to catch a pass.
Oh my god, that's
funny.
Phil's also taking Detroit. I am taking Detroit, just to clear that up. Yes, because
fuck all of you.
I don't need chicken wings.
I got the Niners. I got the Niners winning.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate the love.
DJ, what about you?
Yeah, I've got the Niners winning.
All right, cool.
Couldn't finish that sentence. Yeah.
You all right?
He
DJ?
didn't want
You
to
okay?
finish that sentence. He's like,
Yeah.
"Ugh." He tried to throw up. Oh,
No, that wasn't me. I didn't make that noise. I just said I got the Niners.
okay.
You sound like you threw up in your mouth a little
Those-
bit.
It really did sound like you threw up in your mouth. That's
Yeah,
okay.
so-
I still appreciate you.
Well, I mean, it may have sounded that way. I didn't.
Yeah,
I am
you did.
getting sick. I can feel it. But I did not.
No. You supported your brother. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right.
No, there was
I-
no support there whatsoever.
I don't support you in anything you do. So.
Remember, Mike, we have no problem cheering for the 49ers because it's not you doing it. You're just the host. So
That's okay.
you're not winning. Your team is saving us from Dallas. That's how we look at it.
I mean, Green Bay did the Lord's work for us. Now we just need Lamar to do the Lord's work for us and keep the Swifties out of the Super Bowl. That's it.
All right. Well, that is our discussion of the conference championship games. Before we go, just want to shout out Adrian Beltre, Todd Hilton, and Joe Mauer. elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Nice.
Adrian Beltre, I actually do have an autographed picture of him from when he played with the Missions. So, pretty cool stuff. But I fully expect Billy Wagner to get in next year. Just barely missed. Next year's his last year of the writer's eligibility. I could definitely see him in. It's pretty amazing, his career. But Gary Sheffield, surprisingly, did not make it into the Hall of Fame.
His son is pissed, and I don't blame him at all. He's furious on Twitter. I started following him.
I'm shocked he's not in. It just
me too, dude.
Yeah. But,
and okay, he embarrassed one of the writers. I'm surprised we didn't talk about this, JC. One of the writers who's eligible for this, you know what the stupid motherfucker went viral for? He goes, I don't have to vote for him. I'm not going to be bullied into it. I'll consider it next year. And then everybody clowned on him because, you stupid bastard, how are you in charge of this and don't know that this is his last year of
eligibility?
Wild.
That's why I have a problem with the Baseball Writers Association having first dibs for 10 years on it.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Makes sense. And quite frankly, next year, Ichiro should be unanimous. And if he's not,
absolutely.
If he's not, I hope they really ream whoever doesn't vote for Ichiro next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but congrats to Beltre, Helton, and Joe Mauer. Billy Wagner, I'm pushing for you to be in the Hall next year. I don't know if you guys have seen. There's a video about his career. He was a dominant left-handed closer most of his career with the Astros. BGO told the story, something I didn't know about this. He was actually a natural right-hander, but broke his arm, so he learned to throw left-handed and did it for the rest of his career. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So,
impressive.
I'll send you guys the TikTok link, but it's pretty fucking cool, this story about Billy Wags. So
that's actually insane.
Yeah,
like,
should be in the Hall of Fame just for that shit, So and throwing the ball
throwing
100 miles an hour. So
100-mile pitch with your offhand. What?
Yeah. Exactly. So thank you everyone for joining us. Enjoy Conference Championship weekend. We'll be back next week to discuss it and then prep for the Super Bowl the following week. So once again, I'm JC, your resident Titans fan. Happy we finally have a coach. Joining me, we got
Chicken Wing, bang bang, fuck Rob. I hate his ass, bitch.
So much love.
Yeah.
This is Nori. Dallas or Philly is not eligible to win the Super Bowl, so I'm really having a great time.
It's also true.
Hey, I said it from day one. I am a Lions fan this year, so go Lions. Beat the whack-ass Niner gang.
Wow.
I fucking hate you, Rob.
DJ here, and I've made peace with not even winning an NFC championship until Jerry Jones gives up control of the organization.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
and
Gives up
then-
control. You mean like meets the Underlord, or?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
pretty much,
that's how he gets
N-
control.
Nori, I said gives up control. I didn't say how. I'm not concerned about how. Well, when he's gone,
He's
Well,
gonna
that's-
find a way to transfer his.
then we'll have a
consciousness to
chance.
Body,
Well, that's
he's
not.
gonna be AI.
Yeah.
Well, until he takes the Italian mafia nap,
Yeah.
that ain't happening, homie.
okay. Well, I mean, I guess what I'm asking you is, you need to do.
Can you make that happen?
Can you make it happen, Nori?
I am saying on a
Louisville
podcast,
Slugger.
I have no affiliation with anything about anything. Yeah, I have no idea what these guys are talking about.
Just need a trunk and a Louisville Slugger.
And
You can do
and Phil wasn't able to make it today, but I speak for him when I say thank God the Texans lost, so those fans can just shut the fuck up. So I did not need to hear them anymore on social media.
They got a generational quarterback. You think they're gonna stop talking now?
Nah, they're not.
Generational.
talking.
Loud and obnoxious as fuck. It's bad
Generational.
enough. The last thing I needed was them getting. We got to the AFC Championship.
They didn't fucking win that shit with goddamn Sam Darnold, dude. Like they
I know.
convincingly have a generational quarterback,
Dylan
and you have goddamn mayonnaise.
Look,
They're gonna
I
talk
have
so
to
much
say.
shit to you for a long time.
I can't wait. We got Mayo and Stroud. That's the quarterback rivalry. Hell yeah.
It should have been Love and Stroud in the Super Bowl.
What? No.
No.
Okay, relax.
We don't. No.
You're right.
Relax.
That's
So you're saying your Niners should not have been in the Super Bowl?
exactly.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it keeps the Lions out too.
Thank you everyone
Okay,
for
so you
joining
just
us.
hate me.
We'll catch you.
I can't win. Neither can you. So that's fine.
Take care, everybody. Thanks everyone once again for listening to the Sports Minorities Podcast. We do appreciate it. If you want to keep the conversation going, we're on Twitter at Sports Minor Pod and also on Facebook at Sports Minorities. Our YouTube channel, Sports Minorities. Search on there. We live stream every now and then, just some random stuff. And you can also reach us via email, sports.minorities@gmail.com. We do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to us, and we'll catch y'all next time.
I still remember what Nori said the other day. Nothing brings the world together when you have division rival fans celebrating the other team beating on the Cowboys. That's just
It was just beautiful to watch.
It's just Christmas.
I've never been such a big Green Bay fan. I don't care about their Warlock cult contract with always getting a franchise.
Big fans, bro.
I don't care what Warlock or babies they sacrifice or kidnap, or if they raised Epstein Island from the ground itself. I don't know what they fucking did, but
wow.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm just saying, or a magician. But the fact that they found 3, name on any other sports done this, 3 franchise quarterback in a row, it is unheard of. It's unheard of.